guys? Welcome back to the blue side of the BT-10 meta.
Here we go.
For all you blue flare players or want to be blue flare players, this is the list for you. I have been enjoying this deck way more than I thought I was going to. It's a very, very powerful deck. It has a great combination of everything that blue has done in the past with a little bit of a new trick as well. So for those of you who don't know what the Blue Flare deck does, it has a lot of abilities with the Metal Gray to stun bodies so they can't attack or block. On play rush, you can give it the ability to unsuspend and swing again as well. So tons and tons of versatility in this deck, and I'm very excited to share this deck profile with you guys.
Yeah, you had me at 3 cost level 5.
3 cost level 5, exactly. All right, so we're going to dive into the eggs. So forgive me, guys. I am borrowing eggs from the studio because I did not bring mine, but it's pretty easy to play. 4 Upas. There's no other egg that I would recommend for this deck. I know the new Baby Digimon has a lot of synergy with the 2 opponents Digimon, like the rest of this deck's inheritables are, but the Upa's more consistent. There's a lot, yeah, a lot of times where they're playing across Heart Body, you know, due to their Tamer, or they're just trying to do an on-play Shoutmon to search. Whatever, that gives you the draw when you swing.
Yeah, or against Jessamon, sisters, yeah. I mean,
exactly.
Every time.
And you want to draw a lot of cards with this deck because you want to have tons of options. You want to be able to have all your Digicross pieces when you need it. You want to be able to go into the next level. So let's dive into 3s. All right, so this is a very, very easy deck to lay out and profile for you guys. We're going to start with 4 Gauss. This Gauss is so good. You may play 1 level 4 Digimon with Blue Flare suspended. All of our level 4s in this deck for the blue flares have on-play effects. So you get to trigger those. I mean, we're talking the Greymon, the Dramon, and the Male Birdramon, and I'll dive into specifically more in a sec. This Gauss really helps set up the combos. It's really not bad if you have an extra blue level 4 in your hand, and turn 1 you raise into the Gauss, and then turn 2 promote, swing, it dies, bring out a body. It's really cool. So really like that. The next level 3 in the deck is to really help counter the meta. So we get a lot of cool space with our Blue Flare deck where you have room to counter the meta. So you can play a 4 of Madoki Betamon to stop your opponent from using their memory boost, stop your opponent from gaining memory, doing anything that they would really want to extend their plays. This body can shut them down. And having 4 of it really helps you consistently get it. So really like the 4 of Madoki Betamon.
It stops all those memory boosts, too.
Yeah, this next level 3 is a little bit of our mascot on our channel, right? The Vmon, the jamming Vmon we just love so much.
Yep.
So the reason why I'm playing this is because I was looking at a whole bunch of Blue Flare lists, and a lot of them were playing that promo Blucomon that we never got, that we don't have at the time of recording of this video. And the security effect, being able to draw a bunch of cards, is very useful. But so I tried the BT-1 Gabumon to draw a card when you are hard play it, but I found myself never hard playing the Gabu.
Yeah.
I had so much draw with the Dramon, with the memory boost, with the searching of the deck, that you don't need the draw. And right? So if you just have an aggressive jamming body that can provide that early game aggression and is another target for them to try to figure out how to deal with, and then you stun their body so they can't attack and kill it, this alone can win you the game with the jamming Vmon, right? Depending, obviously, of course, what options that you hit or they play.
Yeah.
But this jamming Vmon, I've been really liking in the deck, and this is my level 3s for the deck.
Such an aggressive card.
Yes. So next card, I'm playing 4 Kumamons. I'm diving into the hybrids first.
4?
Or excuse me, 2
level 4.
Yeah, I was thinking 4,000 deal. 2 level 4 Kumamons.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know this card, I'm glad you had a chance to not play in the BT7 blue hybrid format.
Yeah.
Because this deck will give you flashbacks of that format for sure. The Kumamon, stripping a source, you do have a lot of things that require you to have. They don't have to have 0 sources, but if you have them at 2 or less, to where you can trigger the Metal Greymon, the Kumamon helps with that. I mean, I really like the 2 of Kumamon in this deck.
I mean, it's Lobo, but it has an effect. You know, it's like.
And I wanted to use the Lobo. Don't get me wrong. I tried it, but I think the Kuma's a lot better in this.
Well, I think so too. That's why they're giving us so many alt arts. Yes. That, right?
So on to our next level 4, Dramon.
This card's broken.
I mean, how many cards did I draw against you in our playtesting?
With Jessamon, I think you drew 8.
I drew 8 cards on this on play, especially when I played it for free from the Gauss being, deleted.
Yeah.
This card is insane. Really helps set up your pieces. You have to play it as a 4 of because it draws. You have to play it as a 4 of because the Decker Greymon really uses it. right? So this card is really, really good for the deck. Has a decent inheritable, giving you an additional 1k DP on all turns too, which is really nice. Next, level 4 male Bergermons. So male Bergermon, great level 4 in the deck. On play, being able to play your Tamer if you didn't get it with your Blazing Memory Boost, or being able to recycle that Metal Greymon from trash, which is arguably your win condition in this deck. So very, very useful for the deck. Next, for the level 4s, I am playing 4 of the newest Greymon. So for those of you red players that are curious about this deck and want to figure out how to beat it, or you saw a blue Greymon and you were kind of like me, like, I see blue Greymons, I might try blue for once.
Yeah.
This is a really good card for the deck. It's inheritable, first of all, is insane.
Yeah.
Being able to unsuspend your level 5 Metal Greymon or your level 5 Decadramon is, I mean, a lot of times in this meta, they do have 2 or more Digimon. So being able to unsuspend with that is insane. It provides a lot of versatility. His search is amazing, being able to play it for free with the Gauss. And he's only a 4-drop. So if you have nothing else in your hand on turn 1, giving him 4 is not the worst thing. Yep. I have not felt bad having to hard play that. So because it is a blue deck with Greymons, I figured I'd, splash in some red. So I put in 2 of the security attack plus 1 Greymons.
This confused so many people.
Yes, a lot of people were like, why are you doing that? The reason why is because our Metal Greymon here digicrosses with any Greymon. Yeah. It has to specifically be a Greymon, doesn't matter color. So you can give it security attack plus 1. Yep. When you hard play this and rush and swing for 2 checks. You could even have the ability to unsuspend it with a card I'll show you in a sec, or if you figure out if you digivolve on top of it or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Tons of versatility. The Greymon really helps. It doesn't hurt me with the 2 of. It's not like my hand gets flooded and I just brick and I can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of those you kind of just save them in hand and use them as a digicross piece when you need it. You could try it without it and see what you think. If you don't have access to them, there are other cards you can play instead, but I really like that as is. All right, for our next piece, 4 of our boss himself, the Metal Greymon. I just love this Greymon. The dark blue, the virus, that virus Metal Greymon has always been one of my favorite Digimon. So now this is just a cool extra way of artwork and stuff of him. So he's on play rush. He digicrosses. 3 of your opponent's Digimon cannot attack or block. Insane versatility. Very strong in this deck.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the card that if you just don't see it, you might not be able to win as efficiently as you would have been able if you did, right? You can definitely still do a lot of damage in this deck. You can definitely win without it, but this is like our main piece.
That's what you're searching for, yeah.
That's what you're searching for, exactly. So now this piece kind of more complements the Metal Greymon for Decker Greymons.
Okay.
You could argue to go down to a 3, and I've tried it a couple times with just as a 3 of, and I might end up going back down to 3, because this is not necessarily the one that you want. You want the Metal Gray, and sometimes you don't really want to hard play this for 7 if you only have 1 Digicross material. The on play is good, being able to put bodies underneath it, to being able to build up a big 10k body. But I really like digivolving with the on top of a Metal Gray after I've already used him, or I've already gotten his rush or whatever I've done. Because he only digivolves for 2, and he's now a 10k body with Armor Purge.
Yeah, that's
and
super
he gets
cool.
All of the abilities. If you have a Decadramon and you tuck, either when you on play or digivolve, you can make it so that way one of your opponent's Digimon cannot attack or block. It's very powerful in the deck. You could go down to 3. If you guys do, let me know in the comments below. And for my next level 5, this is one of those that when I first saw the card, I did not think I was going to put in the deck, but every time I've tested it, it has just been so satisfying. 2 Cyberdramons.
Yeah.
The Cyberdramons are so much fun in this deck. I really don't digivolve onto the Cyberdramon. This is more like one of the Greymons where you save it in hand for when you need to use it. What you do is you can pay 3 memory, which this deck has a lot of ways to get to 3 and stay at 3, and you can put it under any blue flare to unsuspend it. So if you want to unsuspend the Metal Greymon again, if you had the Greymon underneath it, 3 swings with that, 3 swings with the Decker Gray, or even if you didn't have that Greymon, this gives you that second swing, 3 memory, tuck it. It's insane. I love the Cyberdramon. It doesn't necessarily need to be the piece that you search out when you hit the Blazing Memory Boost or you hit the Greymon, but it's a fun card for the deck. Very much like it.
Good finisher.
Good inheritable, gives an extra DP as well on all turns. So I agree. Good finisher. Let's dive into Tamers now.
Well, you didn't. There's no level 6s.
Oh, no. We don't need 6 in this deck. I have seen some lists play like Magnamon X. Not a bad idea.
Not bad.
But I was really focusing on the consistency of this deck. So, like, yes, I have these 2 red Greymon to help with the Greymon consistency, to being able to play that Metal Greymon more, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you have to only play it for 5. There are ways, we have memory boost to crack, to be at 5 memory, so we can still hard play this and rush. But I did not play 6s because I really wanted to focus on the consistency, maximize, like hopefully every time I play this deck, I do the same thing or similar things with this deck. That's the strength of this deck, is that it does, its toolbox very efficiently and very effectively. So to help with that, we have our boy Chris or Kahira, depending on what card you're reading, right? Yep. Obviously, there's the errata on the Blazing Memory Boost. Very important for the deck. You can't play less than 4 of. You need him to be able to save the pieces. You need him to be able to suspend, to use the pieces to Digicross. And you need 4 in case they end up deleting this Tamer.
Right.
Yes. We do play 2 more Tamers. We play 2 Sora and Joe.
So good in this format.
So good in this format. There's a lot of bodies without sources. Being able to be at 5 memory just off of this, and being able to strip sources when blue swings, so that way then you can efficiently use this Metal Greymon to suspend whole boards, or stun whole boards. Very effective in this deck. I almost do want to try going to a 3rd of this, but I don't have the room. Maybe if I took out one of those Greymons, but I mean, I like it. I think they're good. It's a close call. But all right, so for our next options, we are playing 4 Blazing Memory Boosts.
That card is so good.
I mean, this is like, I know it's 5. It's expensive. But turn 1, it's really not a bad play.
Yeah.
You reveal the top 6 cards.
That's over 10% of your entire deck.
Over 10% of the deck. You play a Tamer, and you grab 2 blue flare pieces into your hand.
Yeah.
Insanely huge turn 1 setup.
And you get 2 of that memory back on.
It hits the security.
You,
you get that 2 memory back later on another turn. Tons of great utility. Great ways to use this card. This card's a mandatory 4 of. It's so good in the deck. And to complement this, and to complement the rest of the deck, and being able to consistently crack that boost to grab 2 memory, I am playing, for the last 2 cards, 2 Howling Memory Boosts.
Come on, man. How much memory do you need?
That's the thing, though, right? This Metal Greymon has Rush, even if you don't Digicross.
Yeah.
So we're talking about 3, 5, 7.
Yep.
Hard to play a Metal Greymon to swing with Rush.
For game.
For game if you need to. Or you're talking about just having the utility to crack the boost, throw a Cyberdramon, or having the utility to Digivolve into Decardramon, or being able to play anything you need to play. These memory boosts really, really help with the deck. But also, this Howling Memory Boost helps with our strategy of stripping sources.
Yep.
Stripping sources off their big stack to get it to where it has the same or less than this Metal Greymon, so when it on plays, it can stun it, is very useful to this deck. I mean, this is how I play Blue Flare. I really like it, guys. It was a fun deck to build. I love it when my decks are like clean with lots of 4 ofs, because so I'm just uber consistent. That's a fun way for me to play. I'm not necessarily a big techie guy, but I do have just enough with the Cyberdramon, with that Greymon, with just the 2 Howling Memory Boosts to give me that extended combos and plays.
Yeah.
So that's it for, Blue Greymon with extra laser beams. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.